Okay, I assume I have gloves on me somewhere. Yes, good. Okay, I'll see you guys. Just an hour or so. What was that? Going for an extra walk. I had some fried eggs on toast. Gonna go to the end of the boardwalk and back about an hour or so. Hummingbird. Nice. As soon as I came on the boardwalk, those two middle-aged white women targeted me. You can feel the energy. And they just get on you. It's like, man, they really know you're a male. It really is only two genders. My favorite mound, smoke, talk. No, blue heron, not that on the low tide. I hate those machines. Yuck. There's no peace of mind for her. Nor do you allow someone of the opposite sex to interact with you if you feel that they have any kind of sexually predatory issues, which are never conscious or even intentional in many respects. They just have learned to eliminate you as a gender from a proportional consideration as that would be enjoyed by your gender or their gender. That's sexual abuse. Imagine if I walked around making the same sound as that leaf blower. What would happen to me? Right? That's a human voice compared to a machine. You'd say that's strange, wouldn't you? Ooh, how dare you make a sound as annoying as the machines we use to blow leaves? That should be a crime. Lots of words on here. Let's get Oh, I see. Took out very beautiful birds. Wow, beautiful crows. Yeah, 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 Iron Jaw doesn't do that anymore. Iron Jaw is a really angry, violent drunk. He was always sober, but you could tell he was like a retired professional drunk. And he started sexually assaulting people on the boardwalk one day. Looking it up on your And then some city workers wanted to get in on that. And everybody sort of got down with it. It just it takes in this region isn't that much. The person on the island. It's a cruise, keeping the law. You know, humans aren't the only people who keep laws. Animals do too. The grass and the clouds, they're all keeping the law. The idea of romanticism is not about flights of magical, puritanical, delusional suppositions of no practical value to anyone like on them, but rather to keep laws that are congruent with those even non-human living systems that help us think about what's really important to us as well. Because, hey there, things that keep us safe, things that keep us sound, because the greatest of children deserves to be as safe and sound as they need. And in this world, in the human world, we don't really do that. So you'll find locals who talk about culling geese and shit like that. It's like, we should start culling you if you want to talk about really pestilent. It's like, oh, geese are pests. Geese are this. They're tiny bits of feces are getting between our children's toes. Nothing could be for a joke, but this is how they talk. It doesn't have to be true. It's just the sounds of blah blah blah. When you're killing something, there's always tons of white people with crap coming out of their mouths. Like, can't you see the feces coming out of my lips in several different ways between my Janus cheeks? We are allowed to kill things if we want to, because crap's coming out. Whew. Yeah, dee, dee, dee. I wonder how that person got on there. If the tide was lower. Just have boots. Good boots. That's nice. Wish I could get over there. It looks like. Oh. I bunga, 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 bunga. What if that tide? They're gonna get trapped over there. They don't realize it. Wandering around. Tide's gonna come in. And you're gonna be hooped. Boy, that tide comes in quickly. Right about here. I'm gonna watch and see if that guy gets caught up there. It's kind of fun. Maybe. I'll help them. Come on in, sir. Because the tide probably finished going up by now. It's kind of low tide. Slack. Maybe, I don't know. Yep, the only way they can walk across is here, and it's covered by water now. It probably wasn't when they went over there. People get lost in their thoughts on the island, and the tide slowly comes in. And slowly, then more quickly. And it swallows up the land and the beach like you wouldn't believe. They're out there, just walking around. Oh. It's that little smoky dooka booka booka, smoky dooky, smoky dooky doo, smoky dooky doo. People are different. And it can be so stressful and anxiety producing to encounter different people, different circumstances, that it may bear reasoning that, oh, I have two poor people staring at me. It may bear reasoning that, that people tend to want to, as much as they might be able, or much as they are able to, collect in groups with people of like-mindedness, which they feel is beneficial to them and they feel important and something to add. Just like an economy, your groups would have like an emotional economy. Be safe from everyone. And not everyone can be your family, not everyone can be your friend, not everyone is good for you. And let's say you're extraordinarily sensible without ever taking any degrees, that different people are going to come at you in all kinds of different ways. You might not, if you grow up some sort of Philistine, you may not want to live in the center of Tel Aviv. Nothing against Jewish people, but they might not like you. They have a right to be exceptional when they permit. You don't speak Hebrew, you're not circumcised, you've made lots of films against the Holocaust, let's just say they have no reason to like you. So, although Jewish people are very forgiving, compassionate people, so they would probably take pity on you and educate you as long as you weren't a danger to anybody. But consider it's a volatile, well, they'd probably suggest you go live somewhere like Lebanon or maybe Palestine or something. I think you prefer Palestine. This is being a little crude because I don't think either side of these contest appropriate behavior, whatever kind of whoever's the aggressor, whoever's not, it's can really do justice. Unlike anyone. I have 2 weeks here and there where I got on YouTube and watched stuff about Palestine and Israel, and smarter people than me talking about it and debating it. It seems like a strange issue without putting any dogs in the fight. Like, just taken for what it is, what it truly is. That there is such a black and white way that different people line up as about talking about the interactions between Palestine and Israel and other parts of the world, because it really isn't just two countries; it's lots of different things, and the Balfour Declaration and all kinds of stuff. So people have been giving other people land for a long time. It's just, in a sense, one of the most recent versions of it, and Jews are just the most recent heir to this kind of, justifiably economic and or industrial nepotism. People do favors for you, and really powerful people do favors for really smart, rich Jewish people. If you want to look at it that way, like people do favors for each other, and sometimes they give them land, and it's like they say, hey, we need some land. They say, okay, you're important. We want to give you some land, and there's some land, And then on a darker level, people who don't even have to have anything to do with any of those people are like, give them land because we can just fuck with people for 200 years. And so assigning moral agency to people who are just in one group of, we've given you some land and you've taken land and other people don't like it. You don't know enough of the players, essentially, to know where the dark aspects are coming from. You put lots of people in one country. I don't suppose I'm smart enough to know how, but I'm smart enough to know that people could maximize the potential for conflict by scaring up all signs of skirmishes and bad faith situations, right? They don't have to be Jewish people. They don't have to be Palestinian people. They could be even Canadians or Americans, people of no nationality. It's just humans are irascible. Humans sometimes are just like rodents or darkness, and they just find every little nook and cranny. They're like the deep, dark cold of Canada. It just finds every little place in your bones. And in that sense, you might say I've spread the bad news broad enough that we can all be philosophical about it. The difficult part, though, is that even though it's difficult to understand how, at the end of the day, people get hurt and maimed, and the wrong people get blamed, and so forth. So, and that's wrong. So, um, what can I tell you? I mean, we were all given Canada. White people were kind of given invaders, essentially, or colonists. And a lot of people don't understand why that is. So people line up very differently on that side. And it's like, I'm not saying we put in the brag. It's just our banking systems and what we're roped into for is takes on the world, takes on these lands as though an invading pirate ship, and that's how the law works out. And that's how the commercial law works out. Technical ways that you're described, in ways that taken from, in a sense, the least